Hello, my Cancers. Welcome to your reading for September 10 through 16, 2023. My name is Dawn, and you're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time here, please like, subscribe as I am still trying to grow my channel. I appreciate you being here. For those who are returning, I'd really like to know your feedback if you've been watching all of my videos as to whether or not you like this new layout, because I've been guided by Spirit to go ahead and create a different spread this time than I normally do. So I will explain that in a minute. What Spirit is wanting me to share with you today, specifically, last week we worked on our throat chakra to speak our truth and to activate the chakras in our headspace to help guide our higher selves back into this physical body, okay, to removing any blockages and those types of things. This week, Spirit is asking me to work through the Mercury retrograde. We still have 6 planets in retrograde, one of which is Mercury. Mercury in retrograde affects your communication space. So that can be anything that has to do with any type of electronics. So it could be your phone, it could be your refrigerator, it could be your car, it could be your computer, it could be anything that involves any type of electronics. So you might have things seizing up on you. You might, if you're not saving your data, you might lose your data. So this is a time of really double checking all of your work, okay? And some of the things that happen during a retrograde is it affects, since it affects not only your electronics, it also affects travel. So if you're planning to travel, just double check all of your plans. Just make sure that you have a way to and from the airport. I had a situation where I was going on a trip for 3 weeks, and I typically always park in the economy parking. However, during this specific trip, that parking lot was only available to the employees of the airport because they were doing renovations. So I ended up having to park in long-term parking, which ended up costing me a fortune. So it's one of those deals where you just got to double check all of your communications. And then because we were working on our throat chakra last week, one of the guidances that Spirit told me in my meditations for these readings was to make sure that if you're communicating an important message to someone in your life, that you have their undivided attention, because people get distracted during this time. They're not always grounding their bodies. They're just going through the motions. So in order for you to be able to communicate wisely and communicate solidly with the person that you want to speak with, make sure that you come from that space of, I'd really like to talk to you. Can I have a minute of your time, or however long it's going to take to have that conversation? And then just be sure that you have that conversation coming from a place of love. Okay. So the way I'm going to do your reading today is Spirit asked me to pull 3 oracle cards, 1 card for each line that I'm going to pull of your tarot cards. And then at the end, I'm going to pull 3 main theme cards for you. Now, those 3 main themes could be that you use them as a mantra, or they're just kind of a parting message that you're going to want to pay attention to for the week of the 10th, okay? And then the other thing I'm going to do is, as I'm going to read for you, I'm actually going to take myself off of the screen so that you are focusing completely on the cards themselves. I believe that that will allow you to focus on the message instead of focusing on me or whether or not I'm making eye contact with you when I'm talking to you. So I'm going to go ahead and take myself off screen now. I will come back before I pull those 3 main messages, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, oh wait, I can't see very well without my glasses. There we go. Okay. So the first message that I really want to give you, that Spirit is asking me to share with you as a water sign, is that This month that you're learning about self-worth and self-respect and how to create a life that supports you in feeling good about yourself. So you're learning how to channel your inspiration into tangible results. You're shifting your priorities in life, learning how to truly take care of your needs and listen to yourself first. You're done neglecting and avoiding certain things, done with self-sabotage. Now that's a big one, Cancer, because I feel as though all the signs could actually use this message. But this message is something that is specific to you for the month of September, okay? And also learning how to clear and heal your inner world to restore your balance. You're learning what patterns have been pulling you down and are making shifts in your life that truly reflect your worth. So all about self-worth, okay? So now I'm going to pull your cards, and as I pull these cards, I'm laying them out so that you can read them. Yes, I have OCD, and I don't know how this is going to go. Oh, somebody else got this card. This mouse spirit. Okay. So now, Moon, Eight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, King of Cups, Strength. Oh, the Tower, Five of Cups, and Death and Rebirth. Okay, these are some pretty significant cards, and I'm going to explain to you what each of them mean and why we are doing this the way that we are doing this. First of all, the rose. So this would be your past leading into this week of September the 10th. This column has to do with the present, meaning this has to do with your week of September 10. And this is what you're creating. There's some big major arcana cards here. Okay, you've got the Tower and you've got the Death and Rebirth. So don't panic about that. We'll talk about that as we get to those energies there. But we start off with this: my power lies in my peaceful presence. Now, the thing I want to talk about there is, I say in many of my videos about how in each moment we have the ability to make decisions as to how we're going to react to anything that is happening to us in the moment, right? And this reaffirms that beautifully. If you can go within yourself, even when the world is burning around you, you can go within yourself and find your inner peace and realize that your power lies there, right? Your inner power lies there. Then you get to that point where things don't trigger you as easily. Okay, so as this is your past moving into this week, we have the Moon card. The Moon card is a major arcana. This is energy that you've been working with for a while. I would say that you are now probably past the point of mid working with this energy. For me, the major arcanas typically take, 6 months to a year to work through, depending on what the energies are representing. But the Moon in this situation is representing a mysterious path or something that is unknown, okay? Unknown to you. So this is something that's hidden. It could be in your subconscious. If you look at her, she's underwater. So for me, that definitely represents the subconscious. It could very well be that your dreams are becoming very activated at this time. Many people are reporting that. Online, people that are in the spiritual community are complaining about the lack of sleep that they're having, or the tremendous amount of dreams that are coming in. So Spirit keeps telling me, if you haven't started to create a dream journal, you might want to do that. And you want to use that dream journal right upon waking. So you're going to want, paper and pen or paper and pen or paper and pencil, however you want to take it down, so that you can capture your thoughts as you are waking up, because those are messages from your subconscious, and your subconscious is trying to tell you something. And only you can decipher that. So you can get everybody else's opinion about a certain thing. It's kind of like when I can see people's auras when I'm sitting with them, and they will shift the colors of their aura. And just because it's red, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're angry. It could very well be that they're activating their, first chakra or whatever, because they are needing that energy so that they can just ground. So there's a bunch of different reasons, and nothing is really set in stone. So it's whatever the meanings mean to you. You have to go within yourself and ask yourself, well, what does this mean, right? You have to tease it apart. Then we have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something, right? So maybe you've had some difficulties in the past, or you've had some situation that you just have put your whole heart and soul into, and it's completed, or you're finished and you're walking away. And the thing is it does tie to your emotional space, because cups are our emotions and how we feel about things. But it looks like you're walking into the sunlight. So you're leaving the darkness, walking into the light in this card. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Pages in the tarot have to do with a new path, a new direction. It has to do with, and because it's a pentacle, it has to do with our physical security, our wealth, our possessions in our home. So it could very well be that you're going to start a new direction in bringing in more finances for you. Maybe you're going to start, a side job, or you're going to get some kind of a promotion. You're going to tap into a way to bring in financial resources in. So as this is in your past energy, it could be that you planted those seeds and now you're just waiting for them to materialize for you. And then this mouse spirit says, whatever you're working on, you need to tend to the small things, right? Because a lot of times when we're creating things, we don't get down to the minute detail. We'll throw it out there to the universe. Oh, I'd really like to create, XYZ. And we don't think about all the steps that it takes to get there. So it's kind of like looking at it from a bigger picture as to getting from A to Z, but it's also telling you to tend to the small things, because the small things are important, right? Important to you during this week. You will be faced with this Page of Cups. So we've got 2 pages for you this week. This page is the Page of Cups, and he is again either a young person or somebody that wears their heart on their sleeve. He's a very kind of a naive energy, because cups usually represent a younger person. This person is a person that is a very emotional person. This person kind of is a dreamer. It could be love coming in, as you can see there, because he really just emits from his heart here, his heart space. But he's still learning about his heart, right? So the thing that I would say is this could represent somebody that you'll be working with, right? Who is very emotional, who is loves to come from that energetic space of their heart space, right? Or this could represent you feeling younger for whatever reason. Maybe you just feel really good about yourself right at this time. But this is the energy that's coming in specifically for this week. Also, pages could be a message, right? So pages in tarot were messengers. They were assigned to the king and the court. king would usually give them projects as couriers. So, take this to the queen, take this to the king, or take this to the baron, or whatever it is. But that's kind of that energy as well. So you may be waiting for some kind of a message coming in about something about that would make you happy, or you may be delivering a message yourself. And then we have the King of Cups. So again, we have a lot of cup energy here. Actually, we have all of your minor arcanas are cups except for this one, Pentacles. So the King of Cups, this is the the kings have to do with knowledge, either gaining knowledge or obtaining knowledge or utilizing the knowledge that they already have. And this king is very much in control of his emotions, right? He's a deep thinker. He's very generous. He's kind. And as this is the center card in your reading, this is representing you. This is your energy. You're coming from this King of Cups energy. So, kings are also researchers. They do a lot of research to make sure that whatever decisions that they make are prosperous for them. They don't make a decision to do something without really doing their research on things. So you're either seeking knowledge that you're looking for. This could be a professional person that you may be communicating with or working with, somebody that's very heart-centered, or it could be a mentor for you, somebody who's very heart-centered. But this is in the very center of your reading. So this is very important information coming in. And then you have the Strength card. Now, the Strength card to me is one of my favorite cards, partly because specifically this card, because I love how they show her. She just comes across as very gentle. She's got the lamb here. She's got her heart here, but she's also got this inner strength, which is this Leo energy, right? This lion energy. And this Strength card represents inner willpower or inner strength. It's mental strength, right? It's just being able to come from this place of knowing, tapping into your inner strength. We've all had so many things that we've had to go through in our lifetimes in order to get us to where we are today. And some of those things have broken us, right? Broken us down in terms of emotions and in terms of sometimes finances too. But what is a result of going through those life experiences is that we learn to tap into our inner strength. We become stronger. And that's kind of what this energy is representing here for you this week. So then relationships. So relationships are assignments. And what does that mean to you? To me, that kind of means that, the people in your life, they're not really assignments, really. I don't look at it as assignments, but I look at it as lessons. The people that come into your life are here to teach you something. And every person that comes into your life, doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter if it's your parents or your siblings or, your significant partner or your children or your best friend or, your group of buddies or whatever it is, all those people have something to teach you, right? There's lessons to be learned. And that's kind of what this card to me represents. I didn't read the message as to what he was intending this message to me, but this is what I pick up. And then the other thing is, because of those assignments and because of those lessons, you transform and become the butterfly. You go from, the caterpillar into the butterfly. You become a more solid, open person because of those experiences. So in your future, you have got this Tower, and this is all pretty serious energy here, but I don't want you to freak out, because This doesn't necessarily mean that this is coming in specifically to affect you. This could very well be energy that is coming in on the collective or on the planet or in our country, or you know what I mean? So it's not just going to affect you in your specific situation, but it could, okay? And the Tower is one of those energies that is talking about disruption and rebuilding, right? So these are things that may come in that are here to break down your way of thinking. So this could be a disruption, like maybe you've had a lifelong belief system and some kind of information comes in and completely blows up whatever that belief system is. And that would be kind of a traumatic thing, right? But the one thing about the Tower is that the Tower allows you to rebuild. So while this shakes your foundation of your belief system, this allows you an opportunity to clear out beliefs that no longer serve you, right? Now, that could come across, that could affect you in a way that you're going to feel like there's a loss of some kind, because the fives have to do with change, once again, metamorphosis, transition, transmutation, right? She's looking at everything as a loss. And she's looking at this as a sadness, right? That she's losing something. She still has this cup here that she's not focusing on. She's looking at the loss, and it's really bringing her down. So that would also tap into this death and rebirth card. So whatever it is, you know, it's deeply emotional to her. She is not going to feel so great. So this could be your energy, some type of a loss that is going to affect you for a little bit, that brings in this death and rebirth card. But this is about transitions and transformations, right? That's what the death and rebirth is. It doesn't necessarily, and I don't want you to think that, oh, because this card came in that you're going to have somebody in your life die. It rarely means a physical death. A lot of times it just means a death to something we believe. So again, that would tap into, you know, your belief systems, right? So that's kind of what this energy is representing to me. But because of that, and if you look at the card, I love this version of the death card because it's not scary, because death and rebirth is not scary. We go through death and rebirth all the time. This is a regular cycle within our growth, right? This is something ends so that something beautiful can begin. So it's just an ending and a new beginning. And if you look at it, right, you've got this beautiful light here, and it's within the center of this being. And if I look at this as this is activation of a third, your third eye, meaning that this is going to bring in some clarity, and it's going to bring in a moment of, I don't know, I just feel like it's a step up. I just feel like it truly is a rebirth for you. Okay, so now I am going to put myself back on the screen. Show self. Hello. And I'm going to pull your last 3 themes. 1, 2, 3 for the week. Ah. Your first card is the Lion. So again, we're tapping into this inner strength card, right? We're tapping into your willpower. We're tapping into, and this card is saying, it's a time to act. Okay, so that's going to mean something for all of you. It's going to mean something different for all of you. You are going to know what that means for you. And then we have a broken bridge. And this card is talking about unsuccessful outcome to a problem. So that could be tapping into this energy right here, right? This unsuccessful outcome to a problem, which brings you down. That could be that energy that's tapping into this in your future. But I feel like it gives you, having this reading gives you knowledge. And if you know that something's coming towards you, you can prepare yourself for that energy. And what I mean by that is you can make choices in that moment as to how you're going to respond. Are you going to let it tear you down? Are you going to let yourself go into depression? Are you allowing yourself to drop into those lower energies? Or are you going to step into your sovereignty and do your very best to juggle whatever those emotions might be? And then you have a card of a fair man. Dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. Now that could very well be tying into this king, right? Or it could be tying into either of these pages. So I really don't know what that means in terms of, but that's somebody that's going to be coming in and is going to be giving you some type of a lesson, or you're going to be interacting with that week. Okay, Cancer. So it looks like you have got your work cut out for you for next week. I hope that this has been helpful to you. Please let me know whether or not you like this new layout, because it will determine whether or not I continue with this layout in the future. Okay, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, take very good care of you. Enjoy your week.